Hello, I hope you're having a great summer, and welcome to AP English Language and Composition. I make this video every summer as an introduction to the class because I want the incoming students to understand what they're getting into so that they know what to expect and to make the right decision for them. So I'm basically going to give you the keys to success for this class and the idea of what you need to plan to take advantage of the opportunities, and also the idea of helping you to figure out if this is the right class for you or not. The first thing is the idea of technology expectations. Like I had mentioned before you had even taken the placement test, that this is a very technology heavy class. As you will notice on the next slide, everything in this class revolves around your usage of technology. I'm also going to discuss your textbooks, your supplies, the summer reading, summer classes, and the idea of taking the AP test. The AP test is required for anyone who takes the class. For anyone who takes any AP class, we require that you take it. And you will take it in May of 2019. So being prepared for that, and trust me, I will prepare you for it, and you will be ready to go when we get there, and you will know everything that you need to know in preparation. We'll probably even start review at the beginning of April if we are on track like I hope to be. Okay, the first thing is technology expectations. First of all, I want you to understand that I do not want you to make accounts in advance for any of these websites beyond Google Classroom. So even though I've listed a bunch here, they're all going to be connected to Google Classroom. So I want you to understand that. Just make the Google Classroom account. So I did put in a Google Classroom code. This is a 1, so it's UU10, not 0, O, U, and then a lowercase I. All of the letters are lowercase, and then there's the 1 in the middle. Once you were in there, you will find some information for you, and there will be more information being populated in as we go. And this is where I will make all announcements, collect most of the assignments, and going from there so that you are prepared with what to expect. This is very much a flipped classroom model, which I'm modeling for you right now. I am sitting here making a video. As you can tell, I'm not in my classroom. I'm actually in my home. Oddly enough, I do have a whiteboard in my home, so sometimes you will actually see me using this whiteboard instead of the whiteboard in the class as I'm doing things for you. Flipped classroom means you're watching videos at home. It is usually videos made by me, so you will sometimes see me in the corner like you do now, or you will hear my voice. And the intention is that I will lecture on material through the videos, and then in class we go deeper. So it allows for the critical thinking, it allows for more writing time, it allows for more reading time, more critical analysis time within class itself. Some of the ways we do the flipped classroom is I obviously record the videos. I have a YouTube channel, but I do not want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel because I just use YouTube as an avenue to load it to other places. So we will be using a website called Edpuzzle, but again, don't make an account because I will load it through Google Classroom when we go to actually start using it. Edpuzzle is, if you haven't used it with other teachers before, it's where teachers post videos, add questions, add a class, and then it actually keeps track of how long or when you watched the video, where you stopped the video, how often you rewatched certain parts, which, trust me, I don't care how often you watch the separate parts because sometimes you need extra help with things, especially when we get to grammar and writing hints. And then as the questions are asked, it actually keeps track and gives you a grade at the end for those. Classcraft is the video game style management system I use within my classroom, which we will be introduced to probably around the end of August. I do not start the year directly at the beginning with it because of the fact that I want you to get used to the class before we get into the gamifying it. You will have daily online homework of some fashion, which I'll explain more on the next slide. I will be using turnin.com, and we will be using Infinite Campus. All of this, and as you can see, sometimes things pop up on my screen while I'm going. I paused it just to get rid of the idea, or get rid of the little reminder there. If you are a new student to Pilibos and have been admitted to this class, then you cannot get into Google Classroom yet, so email me separately and I will give you all of the assignments that are for the summer reading to go along with that. Now, as you notice here, you will see a big blank on the textbook aspect. You will need both textbooks by Thursday of August 9th. I highly suggest that you order your Wordly Wise book now, because sometimes they back order, especially since so many people are ordering them over the summer. And the digital textbook I will discuss with you when I send you the next video. The next video will be about the syllabus. It will be an introduction on what to expect with the syllabus throughout the year, and it will go over the digital textbook. I am not doing a paper copy textbook this year. This is my first year going fully digital. And the intention here is that the whole textbook is online. It's on a program called Launchpad. It is about $60 for you for the year. I will collect assignments on it. You will watch videos on it. You will do a bunch of different writing things on it. And the entire thing, all of the textbook is in one location. So just expect that to come up right at the beginning of August. The next thing is supplies. As you will notice, my supply list is actually kind of short. I'm not huge on the idea of excess stuff, especially since a lot of the art stuff like color pencils, glue, scissors, markers, I provide. So if we're going to use that throughout the year, I have those in my classroom for you. Pens, I am very sticky about this, and this is one of my big pet peeves. You must write in black or blue ink. The intention of this is that it is professional. You don't go to work and turn in something in fluorescent orange or pink or green or purple. So it is very important that you get used to writing in a professional environment. Since I'm teaching you that idea of professionalism through the class, you will be writing everything in black and blue ink. Pencils will be used as well, but more for grammar and note-taking. Highlighters, the more colors, the better, especially since I'm going to show you note-taking ideas within your notes. A lot of times you're going to take notes on digitally instead. You are allowed to use a computer in my classroom, but you still will be handing papers around to students, highlighting things, doing worksheets with stuff where you will be needing different colors of highlighters. You will probably, if you like whiteout, use it. I love whiteout, but I prefer the whiteout pens not the liquid whiteout, but that's your call on what you use. You need a binder, notebook, or lots of paper. If you get a notebook, get a large notebook. I don't care how many subjects you have within the notebook, just make sure that you have a lot of space to take notes and do assignments in. And if you do a binder, just make sure you put lots of paper in it. And I am fine if you go paperless and do everything on your computer. But again, you're going to have your textbook and your notes on your computer at the same time. So keeping that in mind. 3x5 note cards are my friend. You will begin to hate them after a while. I am not the only one who does them this year, so you usually have them with APUSH as well, or AP US History. So I would just buy lots and lots and lots of note cards. You also obviously need computer access, and you'll need a Pilibos email address, so hopefully you are using that already, because you should already have that unless you are a new student to Pilibos. Summer reading. Everyone as a school, 9th through 12th grade, voted on Go Ask Alice, so that is one of the books that you must have read by August 6th. And then the other book is 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khalid Hosseini, which is the same author that wrote The Kite Runner, which I know is one of usually the favorite books of 10th grade. 1,000 Splendid Suns is awesome. I sometimes like it better, but that's because of the female roles in it instead of the male roles in it. It still is set in the Middle East, and it still has some violence in it, still has some very dramatic undertones within it, but it is still a very good novel. It's just female protagonists instead of the male protagonists that you saw in Kite Runner. There will be a written assignment posted on Google Classroom that you must complete and turn in on Google Classroom. It must be typed and turned in by August 6th at 8 a.m. I am a huge stickler for deadlines, so if it's not there, I'm not taking it. It is your responsibility. You have 3.5 weeks to do the assignment. It is your responsibility to do it and turn it in on time. If you have questions about it, then ask me questions. I don't have a problem with that at all. Okay, recommended novels. If you notice on the summer reading list, there were also 4 novels that were recommended. I am not testing on these novels. Okay, this is just if you need extra things to read over the summer. They're ones that might help prepare you for AP Lit, which will be hopefully in 12th grade, and they're ones that I might reference throughout the year, but they are not required that you read them. Okay, the next thing we have is summer classes. Summer classes do start on Monday, August 6th. As you got your letter from Miss Model saying that you were accepted into the AP classes, it also included the schedule. When I'm making the video, I don't have the schedule in front of me, so I don't know exactly what times we will be meeting. But I do know our schedule for the first 4 days. And on the first day, Monday, August 6th, we will start with a reading quiz. You will walk in the door. You will have a black or blue ink pen in your hand. You will sit down. I will hand you a piece of paper, and you will take a 30-point reading quiz on both novels. After that, I will finish going over the syllabus. I will go over some technology stuff, probably discuss the textbook a little bit, and then we will get into the novel discussions. Novel discussions will take 2 days. Usually I spend about 1 day on each novel. Come Wednesday, I will also do a quick review on expectations. Probably be a video to go along with that, with the idea of what types of questions I will ask on the summer reading test. And then on Thursday, August 9th, you will have a summer reading test that is worth 60 points. It will not take the entire class period. It will probably only take about 30 to 40 minutes max. I will turn on a timer. When the time is up, we will be done. Okay, I'm very big on timers, very big on sticking to a agenda and a schedule because I'm trying to get us to a place where you can pass the AP test. And so it is very rigorous training throughout the process. And then after the summer reading test on Thursday, we will actually start getting into the textbook and into the first unit. I try and usually get the first unit done before school even starts. So you will have had tests on summer reading, and you'll have usually a test or an essay on Unit 1 within that same time. Okay. These are, like I said, the keys to success within the class. You know that the AP test is required at the end of the year. You know about the technology requirements, the summer reading assignment. I would go sign up on Google Classroom and look at the assignment. Make your final decision. Miss Model gave you a deadline on when to tell her if you're in or out of the class. This type of information will help you make the right decision. Staying in AP language does offer you some benefits, though, with the idea of it pairs well with AP US history, because a lot of the history is a lot of what pairs with the documents and the idea of what we're going to cover this year. As well as if you pass the AP language test at the end of the year, you get out of having to take placement exams for your college entrance. When you're accepted into the colleges, specifically like the UCs and the CSUs, your senior year, you then have to take placement exams for math and English. Hold just a second, please. Sorry, I had to cough and I didn't want to do it on screen. So at the end of your senior year, after you get into a UC or a CSU, you're required to take a placement exam in English and math. If you pass the AP language test your junior year, or get a high enough score on your SAT, you are not required to take that exam. On top of the fact that you will also be rewarded college credit for the class as well. Please sign up on Google Classroom. If you have any questions, you know how to email me and get a hold of me, because obviously you got this through email. Please let me know if you're not taking the class, as well as Miss Model, so that I can plan accordingly. Thank you. Have a great rest of the summer, and I will see you on August 6th.